The Thing from Another World is a 1951 American horror sci-fi movie, directed by Christian Newby, and is the original of John Carpenter's popular cult classic The Thing, released in 1982. Our tale begins in a snowy U.S. Air Force base in Anchorage, Alaska. Journalist Ned Scott is looking for his next big story, and hopes that Captain Pat Hendry can assist him with his latest report. General Fogarty informs Captain Hendry that an unusual aircraft has crashed into the ice not far from a polar expedition site near the North Pole, and he needs Hendry to fly out straight away to check it out. Hendry, joined by his pilot pals and reporter Scotty, immediately set to the skies, curious of what they may find once they arrive. After landing, Hendry speaks with Dr. Carrington about the mysterious aircraft that is currently submerged in a thick layer of ice. Carrington is a former Nobel Prize-winning scientist, and doesn't beat around the bush. He tells Hendry his science gizmos and gadgets have reported that the aircraft in question is approximately 20,000 tons in weight, and due to its unpredictable movements couldn't possibly be a meteor. Hendry realizes this object is much larger than any aircraft known to man, and starts to speculate just exactly what him and his team may encounter once they reach the crash site. Before he embarks on his mysterious mission, he pays a visit to Dr. Carrington's secretary, Nikki Nicholson. It is clear they used to be friends with benefits, but Hendry wasn't happy about how they parted company. Nikki left a note saying Hendry had weird-looking legs, which resulted in him becoming the laughingstock of the whole Air Force. For a rugged captain, he sure is a delicate little flower. Despite Nikki's previous pranks, Hendry still has the horn for her, and plans on rekindling their relationship, as soon as they sort out the small matter of the unexplained airship. The next morning, Hendry and his gang of mad lads land at the area of the crash. They outline the shape of the ship below them, and are amazed when they notice the craft is round. Just like a flying saucer. Looks like Scotty may have the story of a lifetime. To thaw the ice, the impatient dickheads use explosives, which surprisingly destroys the craft. What the hell were they expecting? They then notice that below the ice is the figure of an 8-foot man. He has big hands and big legs, and well, big everything. The icy occupant is escorted back to the base, and Hendry contacts his superiors, in anticipation of instructions on what to do next. After all, it's not every day you find a massive frozen Martian in your backyard. Dr. Carrington suggests the life form should be defrosted so he can examine it, and somehow answer the questions that humans have pondered about space for generations. But Hendry has different plans. His orders are to watch over the interstellar outsider, until the powers that be get their asses into gear, and decide how to handle the unfathomable being. The watchman unwittingly drapes an electric blanket over the alien's arctic cocoon, and nearly fills his pantaloons when the creature awakes from his snowy slumber. Naturally, he pumps the creature full of lead, then scampers out to tell the others. When the team return, they find the extraterrestrial's empty bed of ice, and watch as the figure goes postal on some innocent sleigh dogs in the blizzard. Once outside, they find 2 dead huskies and the creature's decapitated arm. In the lab, they examine the visitor's bizarre appendage, and ascertain their furious guest is more vegetable than man. And stranger still, it feeds on blood, and can wiggle its fingers despite not being attached to its body. So there we have it. A handful of frosty geezers trying to defend their base from an unexplained bloodthirsty assailant. An 8-foot absolute unit of a bloke, who probably just wants to get out of the cold. And a magician-looking boffin, who believes he can sit down and have a nice peaceful chat with the ferocious giant. Didn't really go to plan, did it, mate? Will our heroes overcome the tumultuous titan that is laying waste to their base? Will we unearth the origins of the seemingly indestructible boisterous being? And why can't Dr. Carrington get it into his thick skull that this monster is not here for a handshake and a bit of a laugh? Back in 1951, The Thing from Another World was considered as a B-movie, and I have to say, it's by far a cut above the rest. Though it was released over 70 years ago, it still holds up well. This is due to the solid acting and great dialogue. The score by Dmitry Tiomkin matches the eerie atmosphere of the movie perfectly, with plenty of theremin and dramatic strings. My favorite scene is when the Thing is finally bested by Hendry's squad of wily warriors. After luring the abominable Slaphead into their trap, he is fried by a cleverly concealed network of electrical cables, and his body is reduced to ashes. Scotty, who was too flabbergasted to take a picture of the light show, then faints, after realizing that his story is probably going to tank now he has no proof it ever existed. The Thing from Another World is definitely worth your time, and though it doesn't feature the brutal body horror of John Carpenter's version, still earns the label of a stone-cold classic. So what are your feelings on this 50s gem? Let me know in the comments below, and why not subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. There's plenty more horror movies to review, and I plan on getting through as many as I physically can. Until then, wrap up warm, take care, and make sure to watch the skies, everywhere. Keep looking. Keep watching the skies. Cheers, babes.